but I get some heat for giving you guys so much love. But hey, it's okay, you know, it's okay because you guys are a lot of fun to be around. And I saw some older people that snuck in with me here. I guess I thought they were carding at the door. Over 30, get out of the way for the young people, you know. It's like you guys are our retirement plan. In fact, you know, you can call me your 401BK is what it is. So that is the plan that we are working on. But I want to, you know, I think the reason that I give you guys so much love and so much attention is because of what's happened to me in the past. You know, we started a company back in 1995, and about 6 months into it, it's called New Vision. About 6 months into it, this 23-year-old came up to me and said, I want to mail out a cassette tape. And then when people call, I want to sell them your essential minerals, which is in every dose of Vemma or in every can of Earth. And I said, you know, I always want to encourage. I don't want to say, you know, that's not the way we do things here, and you have to do it this way, or you're out, you know. I said, sure. So he comes back. And I don't know how you guys are this good, but he gets like my home phone number and he calls me at 10 o'clock at night about a week later and says, I have to quit your company. And I'm thinking, you know, we're 6 months in, and I don't know if you guys can imagine the amount of things that you got to think about when you're starting something new and everything going around. And I'm thinking to myself, an average person would just say, how did you get this number, and don't call me again, you know? But my parents raised me to not be average, all right? And so my parents raised me to ask questions. You know, we get one mouth and we get 2 ears. And so what are we supposed to do twice as much of? All right, so I said, why would you want to leave me? Because I'm completely shocked. I didn't say it like that, but I probably felt that. And he said, well, I talked to the guy that did the tape, this guy, Dr. Wallach, and he said, you can't use my tape unless you're in my company, which was a different company. And I said, well, John, I said, you sound like a smart kid. Why don't you just do both companies? Why don't you send the tape out, and when people call in, does Dr. Wallach have flavored minerals? He says, no, he's got unflavored minerals. They taste terrible. I said, well, just ask them when they call in. Do you want flavored or unflavored? And if they want unflavored, just sell them his. If you want flavored, just sell them New Vision's. Listen to me. That one statement, because I didn't shut this kid down, a 23-year-old kid calling me at 10 o'clock at night when I had too much stuff going on. I paid him and his mother $20 million in their 10-year career. So when I get heat about young people, and I get, you know, I know, at a professional courtesy, I know other guys that own companies in this space, and they're like, why are you giving, why are you, one guy says to me, hey, how much sends me a text, how much do you spend a year to support this YPR movement? Like 30 grand, like 50 grand? And I text him back, I go, dude, my YPR radio podcast is 200 grand a year, just that. But why do I do that? Because I have lived through what young people can do when they get passionate about a topic. I don't want you guys to do it the way I did it, or the way I do it. The message that resonates about this whole YPR Verve gig going on right now is that it fits into kids' lives. They don't have to fit into the way we do things. We fit in to the way they live their life. And they get paid for doing something that they are doing anyways. I mean, the most socially connected market segment in the history of the planet, you guys flipping invented Facebook. And people underestimate you, and people criticize me because they're like, oh, why are you giving those guys so much attention? What's all YPR, YPR, YPR? And I'm like, dude, I just spent $1.5 million to do this little thing called a Chris Powell shake. You know? And oh, by the way, Chris Powell, this week, Good Morning America on 3 times. That's the #1 morning show in this country. Dr. Oz, yesterday, the #1 daytime show in this country, and 2020 tonight. I can't make it any easier, people. I don't know what you need, but this is the cool thing, and I know we're all about Verve, and I want you guys to understand something, as excited as you are and how you're feeling all this energy and lecture. The biggest Verve product hasn't even launched yet. It's launching January 30th. I predict Verve Bold will be the biggest product that Verve has ever seen. I am telling you, man, it is something. All black can. We did that in honor of Brad Alcazan. He's got black everything. Do everything black. so he's got it all black, you know. Because you know why? Because as an owner, I just gotta give you guys what you want. You know, I don't want to tell you you don't want that. You tell me you want something, I go, no, you don't want that. You want this. You know? We did have a really cool white can with all whited out. It was really cool. It was tough to go between the black and the white, but we thought Bold would be more of a black can. But we have another one up our sleeve if you ever are thinking about it. Don't even get me started, all right? But here's the cool thing about Verve. Here's the cool thing about Verve is we pay you to drink. All right? There's a lot of ways to make money out there, but to get paid for drinking, that's like crazy. Seriously? That's what you guys get paid to do? Now, with the Body Shake, and I know we're all about Verve tonight and this whole weekend thing, but the Body Shake, we pay you to eat. You know, and I'm not saying take your focus off of Verve and put it on to the Chris Powell Body Shake, but what I'm telling you is you are building a network. You are building a pipeline. And to be able to think about how many of the people in your organization, and just maybe do this in your mind real fast, how many people in your group that you have right now, not the group that you're going to have, but in the group you have right now, how many people, you might want to write this down, how many people eat? Because that's your prospects, people. And I don't care if you need to lose weight. You know, as Chris Powell says, you have a little stored up energy. I got about 20 pounds of stored up energy on me, but I'm at it. My holiday season started in Halloween with the kids trick-or-treating, and I just went right through to January 2nd. I am working on my before picture, people. So, but I'm on it now, and in April 4th, you're going to see a guy that's 20 pounds lighter, because I would never ask you to do something that I wasn't willing to do myself. These meetings, I've been to a couple of them in my career. You know, home events, done that. You know, having people no-show me, had it happen to me. Everything that I ask you guys to do, I've lived through it. And now what I want to do is make it easier for you to get to where you want to be. And you got to stop and think about it. How many of the kids are waking up late, getting to class, and you know what? I don't care if you need to lose some weight or you want to look like Chris Powell. Because you guys out there, I've seen the guy with his shirt off. You do not want to stand next to him. I am just telling you, he takes his shirt off and you just kind of want to slowly do the Gangnam style over to this side. Here. It is, the guy is freaking built, and he takes a shake every day. And so I just want you to know that you have this network, and you build it with this Verve mission. And it's a mission that, quite frankly, and I've been doing this as an owner for 18 years now, you know, coming up on $2 billion worth of sales. And I have never, I know I don't look it, but I'm undercover here. I have never seen anything like what you are creating here. And, you know, maybe 5 years ago, this wouldn't have happened. But this perfect storm of circumstances of, you know, student loan crisis and 52% of college graduates. I mean, these kids that go to school, they do everything that society asks them to do, and they graduate, and 52% can't get a job. And the other ones that are getting a job are, you know, corporate America saying, you know what, they'll come to work for $10 an hour, and if they won't, the next guy will. You know, so corporate America is taking advantage of this same circumstance. Except we're coming in saying, you know what? You guys have got everything in your favor. You got this boundless energy. I mean, I see your posts in Facebook, and you're doing meetings at 9 o'clock at night. I mean, you know, Tom, I said, hey, Tom, when do you want me on today? He goes, you're on. You're going to close the night. I go, okay, what time's the night close? He goes, 10:45. And I said, that's 11:45 my time, and I am in my second stage of REM sleep at that time. Because when you got 6 kids under 6, you get it when you can get it. I mean, it's like, typically I've got my kiki, and I'm going to bed about 10 o'clock at night, which is 9 your time, all right? So, but I'm excited to be here, and thank you, Tom, for moving me up to this time slot. So, because I don't know what would have come out of my head at midnight in my time. You do not want to be around. You know, I was talking to Bryce, you know, the guy that slept through my conference call. Do you guys meet Bryce? I'm like, dude, I'm trying to give you love, like, to the whole world of Vemma, and I had my phone on vibrate, man. I only get like 4 hours of sleep a day. I just take it when I can take it. So, anyways, I see, he goes, hey, do you use notes? I said, yeah, I use notes. And he goes, where do you keep them? I go, I put them on my phone. I said, you know, in today's society, it's so natural to have a conversation and start looking at your phone. It's like, hey, this is what are you doing? I'm just multitasking. Here, keep talking. I can follow you. But you know, a couple things that I want you guys to understand is that here's some good news, okay? If you guys listened to my call, because obviously some of you did because you laughed about the Bryce joke. We did this YPR thing is just really 16 months, you know, going on, and we did $117 million last year in sales. And I don't care how you're counting, in this crappy economy, that's a lot of money. And we paid out about $55 million to people just like you. And do you realize if you divide 55 by 52 weeks, it's over $1 million a week that people like you are getting. If I'm giving out $1 million a week, why don't you just get some of this? I mean, come on. And here's what's really cool is you get to decide. I don't say, let me see your college degree. I don't say, hey, how far did you get through school? Or what were your grades like? I don't ask you to come to work on time or punch a clock or stay awake through a conference call. I don't ask any of that stuff. Sorry, dude, that's the last one. I will let you go after that one. I remember I was on a conference call with Brad Alcazan once, and he actually fell asleep. But that wasn't the bad part. He actually started snoring on the call. I can't make it up. It is the total truth. You remember that, Tom? I'm like, and Tom's like, somebody text him. But did I fire him for doing that? No, we laugh about it. If you did that at your job, you might get fired. But that's the cool thing about this whole Verve movement, and that's why all you need to do is get great at the basics of telling this story. Because we got a story that people want to hear. We've got the answer to literally millions of college kids in just America. And then you take this and you scale it over to Canada, and then you scale it over to Mexico, and then you scale it over to Europe, and then we're bringing Verve to Taiwan and Asia. And I'm telling you guys, this movement that you started is a worldwide movement. It's bigger than what we see in a room with almost 700 kids and 3 adults. You know? Typically, if you came into a room with 700 kids and 3 adults, it wouldn't be the most productive space on the planet. But yet you guys are making it happen here. But you think about it right now, $1 million a week we're paying out to people like you. In your mind, you need to fast forward 12 months, 24 months. What's going to happen in your life? Don't worry about what's going to happen in Vemma and Verve, because you know, we're like a locomotive, and once it gets going, it's impossible to stop. What I want you guys to think about this weekend is what's going to happen in your life, and you guys up in the cheap seats up there. That's actually, it's great. I like to stand up there because it's like my people. Like, I have like an emperor complex, my people. If you could get me, Bethany, some swaggy things to, and a little thing. You literally, in the next 12 to 24 months, you literally, folks, and I'm not saying this to be, and I say some things to be funny, I'm not saying this to be funny, you literally have the opportunity to set yourself up financially for the rest of your life and then live your life like you want to live your life. You heard Alex talking about the convention. The convention is approaching 80% sellout. And, you know, Mark Patterson's up there, and he's saying, we need this at the convention. And imagine 700, and then you imagine 5,000. If you like the energy here, imagine the energy in Vegas. How many people, don't be hooting and hollering if you don't have a seat, okay? Because it will sell out. I am telling you. And I got to, you know, Tom called me the other morning. He goes, you will not believe how many people hate me. And I go, who hates Tom? And here's the list. These are all the people that wanted tickets to this event that couldn't get tickets to the event because it was sold out. And so I applaud you guys for being here because you know the importance, obviously. And I know I talked to some of you folks, and you came from a long way away to be able to be here. And that's all a part of your story because you're going to be able to tell that story over and over and over again and have that story turn into a business. And what I want you to understand is that convention is going to be this times 7, 10, 50. It's going to be electric, and you guys cannot miss it. But most importantly, because I know you guys, because you guys are smart. So I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your team, who you talk to. And when they say, I'm thinking about Vegas, say, no, man. If you want to do anything, if you want to do what you want to do for the rest of your life, you got to be in Vegas. If you want somebody else to tell you what to do the rest of your life, stay home, man. You can watch it on TV or tape or whatever. You know, there's a game on. But if you want to do what you want to do for the rest of your life, you got to be in Vegas. And I'm telling you, that 80% is going to go to 90%, then it's going to go to 95%, then it's going to go to 98%, then it's going to be gone. And I don't know if you've ever talked to the fire marshals in Vegas, but they are some serious guys. And they do not let any more people in. And this is the space that we have. So don't do your group a disservice by not telling them, get to Las Vegas. It is critical. It's going to be a show. You know, it's Eric Thomas. You guys like Eric Thomas? Now, tell me, guys, is the $200,000 a year to produce these YPR radio episodes, is it worth it? Are you guys enjoying it? So when those things come on your podcast or you watch them on the Insider, I just want you to know it's expensive to put. I mean, it's a nice show, but it's a show with a purpose. It's a show that adds fuel to the fire because you guys are all about stories. And you know what those stories do? They increase your belief. And you know what that belief does? It increases your ability to build this business. And so when you hear good episodes, forward them on to your friends because somebody might be able to relate with a Carly Frank rather than an Alex Morton. You know, and I got to hear it. I'm going to give some props to the women building this business. Because I should actually give all women like double cycle value. Because I was at an event with Kaylee Warren, and she was prospecting the valet, and the valet's texting her, hey baby, I want to be under you. And I'm like, you got to put up with this crap? She goes, all the time. And so you girls, I applaud you because you got to, the guys don't have to put up with that kind of stuff that you guys have to put up with, but you deserve extra love. You remember Kaylee's game? It's a true story, man. You can't make this stuff up. And I'm like, that's the best line he could use. First YPR presidential on her move there. She does her largest check, get a list, largest check last week. In the holidays, largest check, crazy, $3,600. All right, guys, and I know a lot of you probably wished there were people in your group that was here experiencing this whole thing. If they're not watching it on Ustream Live now, it's going to be looped all weekend long. You need to think about the people when you go home tonight. Text them, talk to them. I guess you text them by talking to them, but just get them to watch. Get them to tune in to Vemma.com, watch this. Just say, you got to hear these stories. You got to see, because, you know, you've got my commitments, okay? We're going to do, my goal is $200 million this year, and everybody's like, you're like such a small thinker. But you know what? I'm a very calculated thinker, but $200 million means we're paying about $100 million to you guys, and that's serious. I mean, young people, to have an opportunity to tap into that, this is going to be huge. And I just want you to know that you have my commitment as the CEO for two things. Number one, I'm going to continue to support, no matter what kind of criticism I get, because I can take the heat, man. This is what I have learned in my career, is if people are not criticizing me for what I'm doing, I am not doing the right thing. And the second thing is that I'm never going to sell out. I'm never going to go public. I'm not going to do any of that Wall Street crap. So, guys, if you want to build this, you want to be stuck with me for the rest of your careers, you want to build this, you got a guy right here you can count on. I got your back. We're going to come up with really, really creative stuff. The version 3.0 of the Vemma app. It's going to have geolocation stuff that I don't even understand, but he tells me what it can do, and it's like, oh my God, really? We're debuting in the middle of this month, which is like a week or so from now, we're going to be debuting social sampling. It's a new concept that I just kind of came up with, and it's for that body product, you know, that body shake kind of thing. But where you're going to be able to make a post on Facebook, and then anybody fills it out, we're going to send the sample for you and send you a push that says, hey, Kaylee just requested a body shake sample. And then, you know, we send you another push. Hey, the sample's been delivered to the post office. She's going to get it today. And you can tweet it or Facebook it. And Chris Powell does a little, you know, 45-second little, you know, song and dance for you. And instant credibility. And so that's just the social sampling concept that I don't know if it's going to work, but it's really, really a cool story. I was talking to some people that drove in from San Francisco today to meet with me, and they go, so how much are you going to charge your distributors for their prospects? Distributors for having this access to this system and the app? And I'm like, it's free. This is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to sell product, because when you sell product, you make money. When you sell product, I make money. And the stuff to get the product sold, that's all. This technology, these apps, this texting, this should be free. You guys hang on to that. You take it. I'll spend the money to develop it, and I'll stay in the shower to think of it. And then you guys just promise me that you're going to use it. All right? So anyways, hey, guys. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. I gotta tell you, when my kids grow up, I want them to be like you.